Rocky and welcome to my channel. Before we get started, yes, I am filming in my car. This is, I think, my very first video that's in my car. I'm glowing, hold on. Okay. This is my very first, like, story time video in my car, and I decided to go ahead and start doing story times in my car because nobody's ever gone. Like, whether it's my mom, my hermit crab, my fish, my brother, my dog, like my dad, somebody's always home, and I don't understand. Everybody always wants to get into my business whenever I'm talking in front of a camera or like talking to my friends. Somebody will always come to the door and like get in my business, and like they'll open my door up, and like my brother would be like, oh my god, that's so cringy. You're like, who are you talking to and stuff, and it's so fucking annoying. Did I ask for you to be here? No, I didn't. I don't know why you're in my business. Like, can you leave? Like, can you go? Can you not? Seriously, like, I'm getting caught up, but like, it's so annoying. And so I decided, like, if I want to start being myself and like be loud in front of the camera and like do things and, you know, be enthusiastic and stuff, I decided to go ahead and start doing story times in my car instead. So hopefully, like, I don't know if the lighting's good right now. I don't know if the volume is even working right now. So this is like, I guess, my little test run to see like how story times in a car are gonna go. So today's video is my very first video in the car, and it is gonna be the time I got caught stealing. I got caught stealing from the mall in Nevada, so that's a lot of fun. I think I was like 14, maybe 14 or 15, and there's gonna be kind of like a second part to this story, but I don't even know, like, it's kind of weird how like this goes. Like, I got caught stealing, and then like a month later I'm the one that got stolen from, like, with the same person. So this is gonna be like a part 2, like this is like part 1, I guess, of the story, and it's when I got caught stealing. So it actually happened in February. That's kind of why I'm deciding to go ahead and do the story time now, like in February, because it's been like 4 years, almost like 4 or 5 years exactly. I never stole in my life. I've never really been that type of person to do that until I reached like 12 or 13, and me and my friend would kind of just start stealing stuff from Walmart and, like, you know, grocery stores and stuff. Like, we had Food for Less right down the street from my friend Izzy's house, and we'd always like take soda or like take candy and stuff. It was pretty easy to just kind of like put something in your purse and then just kind of walk out. So it kind of became like a habit for me because I'm a cheap bitch and I didn't really want to, like, you know, buy anything, and I didn't really have any money, and like, I'm terrible for saying these things, but it's what I did. At this time I was like an expertise at, you know, shoplifting, and like I knew what to do, I knew where to go, I knew the basics and stuff. And so me and my friend, probably like a week or two before we went into this other store where I got robbed at, we went into this other store. I'm not even gonna say the store because I really don't want I don't need that. And we end up, there was like nobody ever at the dressing room and stuff, and the store was big, this certain store in the mall, and so they had like a bunch of dressing rooms too. So we would just take like a bunch of shit, and like, you know how like you can leave your stuff in the closet, like back in the dressing room if you don't want it anymore. That's basically what we would do. We would just take like a whole bunch of shit, and then we'd like pick out what we really want, what we don't want, and then we would just put it in our bag, and then we'd dip and like we'd leave. So basically that's what happened like a week or two before we went into Zumiez. I am gonna say the store that I got caught stealing from because I got caught stealing, so whatever. But the other place, no. So yeah, I was like an expertise. We probably stole like $80 to $100 worth of shit, maybe $150. Like, we stole a lot, and we would always have like these big ass bags. So about a week or two later, I'm big, I'm bold, I'm confident, and I'm sitting here telling my friends like, yeah, I'm gonna go into Zumiez this week, and we're gonna go into the mall after school, and we're gonna have our backpacks, and we're gonna steal shit there. So we kind of prepare ourselves. Like, we're thinking, okay, what are we gonna get? And like, even my friend Steven, he wasn't with me, but he messaged me and he was like, you should get me these jeggings because, or like joggers or whatever, because that was like the style at the time too, and like Zumiez was really popular with selling that type of stuff, and I wanted my own pair because those are super cute. So like, even today I still wear them because I love them so much. But anyways, so yeah, we're kind of like thinking about what we're gonna steal. Like, what do I want? Maybe I want like a t-shirt and some pants or something. I bring scissors into school, but like, I put them in my backpack, like in my little pencil case thing, because, you know, I was gonna go straight to the mall after school. Like, I wasn't even gonna go home. And then we were like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and meet after school. And me and Maya went to different schools. I am gonna say their names because they're very important in part 2 of this video. But Maya and Luis, I'm hanging out with them, and go into the mall after school, and we want to just kind of get this over with. And you know, because we had our shit planned out, we decided to go ahead and walk around the mall for a little bit and just like chill and like look normal, seem normal. I don't know why we thought everybody was watching us, but that's kind of how we were at the moment. And we're going into the stores and stuff, and then we're like, okay, we're at Zumiez. And for some reason, walking into Zumiez just kind of gave me like anxiety, and like it just kind of made me feel so uncomfortable. Like, should I really be doing this? And of course, because I'm a dumb bitch, like I ended up actually going and following along with this plan. We go into Zumiez, and for whatever reason, I'm just feeling completely uncomfortable, and we're like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pick out like a bunch of outfits. And then when I go into the dressing room, Maya's gonna come by and give me like an extra couple shirts or something so we could trick them, and like we could like, I'll bring in like 4 hangers and tell them I have 4 outfits, but then Maya will like come to the thing and like we'll pretend to switch out outfits and somehow like have it magically be 4 outfits staying there, but somehow they got robbed. We had this whole entire situation planned out, y'all. We were so fired up. We were so ready to destroy Zumiez. I'm in the dressing room. I get all my shit and I'm trying on clothes, and Maya's like, we did this in general, but like she'd be like, hey, you know, do they fit? Like, are you okay, girl? Like, what's going on? And like I'd be like, yeah, like I like this shirt, I like this, like, I don't know, though, because of the price, like, blah, 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 whatever we were talking about. But, like, on low-key, like, I wasn't even doing anything. I was just, like, moving shit around, and then I'd be, like, texting her, like, okay, yeah, like, I'm getting this right now. And I had this, excuse me, and I had, the scissors. So, I had the scissors, because at the other store where I robbed, they had like a bunch of those like security things, like you have to take it off in order to like to show proof that you purchase it, and like I had to end up cutting all that shit off myself to make holes. And so I decided to go ahead and bring the scissors with me. That's what the scissors were for, so we could take off the security tag just in case they had a security tag on there. I grabbed, I think, like 2 things and I put them in my bag because I only brought in like 4 things, so I didn't want it to be noticeable. And I think the max you could bring in was 6 or something like that, because some places do have a max but other places don't. And I brought in 4 things for sure. And Maya's like, me and her like chit-chatting, like she's like, oh yeah, here, try this on. And there's some lady, I know she was watching us the entire time. She said that we looked sketchy as fuck from the very beginning as we walked in because of our bags. And I guess she was probably watching us or something because she saw how many Maya was bringing to me and like what we were actually doing. Like she could see us. Like we're like 14 or 15 years old, of course, like, and she was probably like 18, maybe 18 or 19. So she obviously knew what the hell was going on. So she was watching, probably low-key, like I didn't see her watching, but we were like pretending like, you know, like, yeah, like I got this. Hey, like you got this. Yeah, like I got the shirt. Like it's in my bag right now. Like it's in the very bottom, like under all my other shit, like, you know, under my purse. You know, we're just doing all that. And by the time I get out of the thing, I'll have 4 outfits in there, and I have like a shirt, I have like hangers, and I have like a shirt on the bottom, and we're like, get the fuck out of here, like, oh yeah, have a nice day, like bye, like we're not gonna buy anything. And literally as soon as I walk out, I'm assuming for sure, like this lady, she knew exactly what was going on, because as soon as I walked out of that damn building, all I hear is a man running after me saying, hey, wait up. Shit, y'all. Shit. Instantly, as we're going up, we didn't even get to the escalator yet, y'all. The escalator is right next to the store. That's how you know this lady was onto us as fuck. Because literally, as soon as I got out of that store, that man yells, hey, wait up, and he comes running towards us. We didn't even get on the escalator yet, but Maya was like, come on, just keep walking. And I stopped because I'm not that bitch. Like, I don't want cops to get involved, and I don't want this, like, this thing to get bigger than it already is by now. This guy stops us, and like I turn around and he was like, did you steal from the store? Y'all, I fucking broke down into tears. Oh my god, so upset. I'm such a good girl, you guys. I'm not fucking with y'all. I am a good person. I turned and looked at him and I said, yes, I'm sorry. And he was like, he didn't even say it's okay. He just said, come to the store, come back in. And my friend Maya and Luis, they leave. I'm like, y'all can just go. Like, don't get involved. Like, I don't want, no, like, fuck. fuck? And so they start asking me, they're like, what did you steal? Like, take out everything that you stole. And it was like a shirt and some pants, like the joggings for Steven and like a shirt for me. And like take out the stuff and like they check the prices and stuff to make sure how much it was. Instantly when I walk into the store, I just start crying, and I see the girl that looked at me, like she did not want me. She wanted no part of me. She did not want to look at me. She didn't want to talk to me. She just wanted to talk about the shit that happened. And she was like just saying shit like she was watching us and like she knew exactly what was going on. Like we walk in first of all with a big ass backpack and my friend's big ass purse. So of course obviously like they're gonna like keep an extra eye on us, and like we're kids too, and we just look sketchy as fuck in general. And she said that like she was watching us like trade outfits and stuff, and like she could tell that like they were trying to trick us and like we were trying to trick them. The guy was like, I'm gonna call the security or whatever, the police of the mall. And the guy, they come, and he was just asking me questions, and he was like, why would you do that? And he was like, did you feel pressured? Like, is there a reason? Because he said that he could tell that I was a good person, which thank you so much, sir, by the way. Like, I know you probably hate me, but thank you for saying that because it means a lot. And he was just like, you know, don't get yourself caught up in that because I used to do that stuff and like it's not good. It's gonna get on your permanent record if you're over 18. I was like 16 or 15 at the time, so it didn't really matter. Like once I turned 18, like it'd be gone. I was just talking to this guy and I was crying, and he was like, you need to calm down, like you need to call your parents. I should just given them the fucking number, but instead I call a home phone that doesn't exist anymore. Like literally I'm sitting here thinking maybe if my parents don't answer the phone, maybe they'll let me go and like I'll just like hand the paper to my parents or whatever. No, that didn't happen at all. I give him the home phone that we haven't used in like 3 years. I tried calling, I text my friend Izzy and I'm like, hey girl, like you think your mom, you know, could help me out, like if I, you know, do that, like if I call your mom, she could pretend to be my mom. And then I started second guessing myself. And if you know me, you know I'm somebody who like overthinks things. Like I think about the situation that comes after that situation. Like if the situation happens, I like take 2 steps forward and I'll overthink it, and I'm thinking maybe like they're gonna ask her for her ID or something. So instead I kind of just stopped talking to my friend Izzy, and I was just like, I'm gonna call my dad and I'm just gonna have him, you know, come pick me up. My dad comes, and my dad literally, like when he looked at me, he was like, what the fuck? Why are you giving them a number that doesn't even exist anymore? Like, what is wrong with you, you dumb bitch? He was like, why would you give them that number? And I was like, I don't know, I was just trying to call people. The guy was just basically saying that what they're gonna do is not, because it's like not that big of a deal. Since, you know, I'm underage, you know, this is like my very first time ever stealing. Like he asked me if it was my first time ever stealing, and I was like, yeah, like no, it wasn't, not even close. But he was like, since, you know, she's somebody, like, she's a good person, like, she doesn't really have, like, a record, she doesn't look like a bad person, all this, all we're gonna do is we're just gonna have her get charged for what she stole, like, we'll charge her for that. And I was like, okay, for sure. And it ended up being, like, $78 for the joggers, whatever, and then the t-shirt. I had, like, a court date or whatever, but I honestly don't even think I had court because I never got anything in the mail. And I guess, like, they told me the court date, and I was all dressed up and ready to go. But my parents were like, we're not even going to go because, first of all, bitch, like, you didn't even get anything in the mail that says that you have court, like a reminder that you have court. So, I missed court, so I don't know if I have a warrant out for me or something, but, you know, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so that's the time that I got caught stealing. I didn't, like, get in trouble or anything, but my parents basically told me that I can't hang out with Maya and Luis anymore, and that's when part 2 is about to come. So next week's video, y'all are gonna see part 2 of this, which is when this bitch ends up stealing from me. And this literally happened a month after I got caught robbing, so y'all are gonna have to just stay tuned and wait till next week to see part 2 of this video. So yeah, don't get into the habit of stealing. Like, if you've never stolen before, don't think that like you're too good or like you're missing out on something, because you're really not. Because if you end up getting caught, especially if you're over 18, like you can get in big trouble for it, like depending on the place. Thankfully these people were really nice, and they only gave me like, I got 6 months banned from the mall in general, and then like a year ban from Zumiez. So thank God, like, these people were nice. It could have gotten a lot worse, and they could have like actually called the cops and everything, but instead they just called like the mall cop or whatever. So they yeah, but thankfully they were really nice. But honestly, like, it can be really bad for you. It can be a really bad habit to get into. I don't want to be there like if somebody's stealing or something, because I can't, like, I don't want to get caught anymore. Like, I've realized that you can actually get caught for stealing, and like it's not a good thing to like get into a habit into. So that's just like a little life lesson today. And then the next week's lesson is gonna be don't trust people. So go ahead and stick around for part 2. If you did like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any stories you'd like to share, go ahead and leave it down below. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do want to, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. I post on Wednesdays. I try and post every Wednesday, but it's really hard to sometimes. But I do post on Wednesdays for sure, and I will definitely see you guys next week for a part 2 of this video. And yeah, bye.